Just a second.
Can I vape?
Yeah. Okay.
I do lime.
Nah, probably not.
Probably not that one. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Chaotic Codpast. This is going to be an interesting one tonight. Brought to you in part by one Belladonna Duke, who came up to me, who made the comment, "Listen, if you do this into a podcast, we'll do it." I said, "Done." What? So we are joined by Bella, as
Hey.
always, and introducing, for the first time, the Brandy.
My friends call me Brandy, so yeah. I'm excited. It's my first one.
First off, happy to have you. Lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Yeah, Twilight.
You seem so
An interesting franchise, to say the least.
Yes.
Like, it has interesting concepts, like, behind, like, the lore and the characters, but the execution...
There are definitely some problematic moments. I don't call them vampires.
They're
I call
not.
them poisonous statues.
I love that. And
Well,
I
wait.
love that.
It makes more sense.
I've had some people use the theory that they're actually fae.
Which is
Just
funny because my go-to was, it's not vampires versus werewolves, it's pixies versus shifters.
I mean, yeah,
But
they do eventually acknowledge that they're not actually werewolves and they are just like skin changers or something.
yeah,
So that would, in my opinion, fae are usually nicer than they are, and not as. Maybe it's my fae lore that needs to be updated, but usually they're just like crazy people who just like to have sex. So
I mean,
Well,
isn't that pretty much what 4 was?
I mean, listen, once there's a ring on that finger, that didn't stop. But
that was interesting.
I see a kitty.
And then the fans who were like, there are video of him thrusting and I can't see it. And I'm just like, okay, guys.
You don't need to see it.
You don't.
I was watching the movies last night, and I remember at one point messaging Nate and just be like, "This movie is so damn horny." The last 2 specifically, it was just like, this is just so much.
Well, because Bella actually can now, and not risk. To be fair, Bella Swan, not Bella Took.
Sorry, I die if I have sex. I'm allergic to it.
I'm allergic to touch. No touching.
At least that first time seemed like it was great, considering she waited that long and nearly died.
I mean, it didn't seem like he had a problem with any of the times that they did it, minus the...
It was all, they only did it one time. Before she got pregnant.
I thought they did it twice before she got pregnant.
No, because she got all bruised and he was like, "Oh no, I bruised you."
How are you gonna lose your virginity and get pregnant on that one time? Like, what is the luck in that?
He's just that good? Question
How
mark.
potent is this man?
It happened on Gilmore Girls. Just letting you know. Side note.
But we're jumping the gun just a little bit.
We are.
So
on track, Nate.
What I had in mind was we go through the line from like Twilight to Breaking Dawn and just kind of cover each book and movie to the best of our memory, because I haven't read these books or seen these movies since they came out.
Wow. I watched them like last month.
I watched them over the past month, yeah.
Like, there is a little bit of welcome nostalgia to it, just not for not for the product itself, but for the memories that I have with friends surrounding this franchise, especially Twilight, the first one.
That blue
So,
tint.
I mean, that soundtrack on the first movie just
Oh,
Bangers.
soundtracks on all of them are just fucking top tier.
It's really sad that the one he wrote for Bella isn't available anywhere.
I know. Like, I didn't even realize that he had
I
music on.
thought it was on a deluxe edition.
Oh, I don't buy CDs, so maybe that's why.
I don't need. Hold on. I'm gonna look this up right now.
Usually-
While
just
I'm
because-
looking this up, what is your earliest memory of Twilight? Like did you read the book before the movie came out? Did you see
Like,
the
where were
book and
you
go,
with
"Ooh,
that?
I like this book"? I'm like, "Okay, cool." Oh wait, there's a movie coming out. Okay, cool. I'll just go see that. Like,
Okay, I'll go first. I have two distinct memories. One was the commercial, like the trailer for it, and he stops the car and looks at her, and I was just like, "What is going on?" Because the trailer explained nothing. And then all my friends were into it, and I was like, I'm not gonna go watch that. And they got a bootleg version, and they were like, "Oh my god, it's it's glowing skin in the sunlight."
He's so sparkly.
Yeah, and so on the bootleg, I was like, "Oh, I'm not really experiencing it."
by the way, Billy, do you have your earbud?
To have a what?
Earbud? There's kind of an echo between. But I will say, the song is called Bella's Lullaby, and it is available. It was on this film soundtrack and score.
On Spotify, can we do like real names? 'Cause I look for it on Spotify. It's on
I don't
YouTube.
I don't have anything plugged in. Do you want me to grab my headphones?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because like I said, there's like a mild echo.
Is it me?
She doesn't have an earbud picking up, and it's picking up through what she's hearing is picking up through the mic. So like the conversation is picking up through her mic, and it's coming up through here.
Okay.
Like it's not too bad. It's not that bad. It's just
Let me connect to things.
it is on Spotify. 2 minutes and 18 seconds.
Sounds about right.
Well, I know I'm doing later. I'll repeat for like the next hour or so. I think I was looking for let me sign or something like that. Who knows?
What was on that soundtrack anyway?
Back to the bootleg Twilight.
Mm-hmm.
I got new glasses, and my friend bought the movie, so I was ready for this one scene, and I was like, "Oh, this looks the same as the bootleg." So from that point on, it was just like, let's see where it goes. Let's see where it goes, and it was interesting. It was fun. So, Ella, what's your first memory?
My first memory was my friends essentially saying, "Hey, you really need to read this. You really need to read this. This is like the greatest book ever. It's such an amazing love story." And I was just like, "Oh, okay, sure, yeah, I'll read it." And I kid you not, it took me until chapter 6 to actually get into it because it was just a lot.
What was that first line? Have you ever wondered what it'd be like to die or something like that? Die for my friends. Her and that cactus walking through Arizona.
The fucking cactus.
And it was great.
I saw them. I read the book the week before the movie came out.
You're one of those. Yes, yes.
Well, a bunch of my friends from college, one of my best friends, my sister included, were really wanting to go see this movie, and she really wanted me to go see it with them. And I was like, I'll tell you what, if I find the book, I will get it and I will read it before we go see the movie next week. So I was at Walmart with my grandma one day, and they had the book there. So I said, you know what? Why not? We got the book. Sure enough, I read it. I read it before I saw the movie. I don't remember what I thought about the book, but I remember not hating it.
I don't hate the books. People complain about the grammar of the books,
Um, but then we saw the movie, and again, like the nostalgia, like the time with friends seeing this movie, and honestly, that killer soundtrack. But I remember even back then, I always thought the concept was interesting. The setting was interesting. But at least in the first movie, because they definitely got better as the movies progressed. It was like watching just 2x4s act.
okay. Some of those actors were on point. Charlie was amazing
Listen,
throughout.
Billy Burke,
Billy,
just I love him just in general. Like I loved him in anything he's in.
I am upset they recast Jacob's original friends.
Yeah.
They wouldn't cut their hair, I think. Something like that.
I think so.
Yeah.
Which is understandable.
On their part, not the movie. How are you going to have Native Americans or a representation of Native Americans in this movie and you won't respect their culture because they got to cut their hair in order to be a werewolf?
If I remember correctly, Catherine Hardwicke, the first director of the first movie, had to fight to have any kind of POC representation at all. Like, she had to fight to get Eric to be, like, Asian American. She had to fight to get Laurent. Like, Stephanie did not want any people of color in her movie.
You said Stephanie didn't want that?
No, Stephanie, that's one of the things that, like, I did want to discuss during the course of this podcast is just how problematic the author is. Like, homegirl racist.
Well, now I gotta add Stephanie Meyer's behind J.K. Rowling. They died before that last movie came out.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't talk anymore. It was real sad.
Like, she has it in her little companion book thing, whatever it is, the illustrated guide, that canonically the process of becoming a vampire leaches all of the melanin out of your skin. Like, even people who were originally dark skinned are supposed to end up having like a light olive complexion at the end of it.
And how does that explain the guy with the dreads who was in Twilight New Moon with James and Victoria?
Laurent.
He was in the first one and the second one. He was one of the people that Catherine fought to get.
I loved him, honestly.
He was great.
Oh yeah.
Okay, here's the thing. So the Quaalude, I can't pronounce the name of the tribe.
Quaalude?
I'm pretty sure that's a drug, but it started with a Q.
I think you're right.
But
I feel so bad for getting the tribe name wrong.
Are they not? Like, she didn't want them white, right?
This is all speculation from people that have worked with the movie and all that jazz. She was okay with having them be Native American. She didn't want Jacob to be Native American because he was going to be a lead, but she was okay with the tribe being Native American, and you can see her leaning into like some of the more harmful stereotypes and shit like that, like the quick to aggression, the whole living like the reservation living in shacks and shit like that. Like she just goes hard into stereotypes with shit like
Wow.
that.
I,
And
I, I didn't know any of that was an issue.
Me
Oh
either.
yeah, like if you go back and read the difference in how she wrote the vampires versus how she wrote the shifters, it's clear class and like race lines how she writes these characters. The vampires are beautiful, they're ethereal, they can do no wrong. Everything about them draws you in, from the sound of their voice to the smell, like all of it. They're like top tier beauty standards and supposed to be the best of the best. Whereas the shifters have issues with domestic violence, have issues controlling their anger, have issues just like strict following traditions and stuff like that. All heavy stereotypes that she brings in. And that's just in the writing. That's not including how she fucked up their mythology and then just like didn't give them any credit or proceeds.
Well, this has been enlightening for me on a personal level, to where I'm definitely gonna have to get into some of this.
I had
Uh,
absolutely no idea that any of that
Oh,
was a thing.
oh, bro, I have feelings on Dead Boy. Like, I have a lot of feelings on Dead Boy. I love that Jin is just going off.
Oh, I love it too.
who?
Jin,
My friend Jen in
actually,
chat.
here,
Oh,
let me, if you want me to, I can send you a copy, like a link to the actual, if my computer will work. Hello?
it's
Cooperate with
fine.
me.
I was just wondering where these random names were coming from.
Well, it's the people that are in the chat for the stream.
Oh,
Like,
hello,
you're,
people.
yeah.
Oh yeah, we're not just talking just willy nilly. Like we're live.
Yep. You have an audience.
What I've always wanted. My dreams are coming true.
I
Yeah.
have bestowed upon you an audience. You are welcome. I am. We
Oh,
love
this
Jen.
food's
We
good.
love Ro.
Yeah. Strix is lurking. He's doing modding duties for Nate and our friend Sen.
Yeah.
And he just really doesn't like the series, so he's just not.
I
He's
was
here to
one.
be
I
fun.
was one of those. I have no interest in Twilight because I remember seeing the poster that had all the Cullens and Bella on there, and just thinking they just every single person in this poster just looks snobby and just I don't like this. I don't like the way this looks. This is what everyone's going crazy about.
Alice was definitely amazing.
Alice is Bay.
Yeah,
Hello?
number one.
Rose says
Oh,
the best written character in Twilight is Charlie Swan.
You're not wrong.
yes, definitely, definitely.
It, I am definitely pro Charlie.
1000%. Bella did
I
him
don't
wrong
know.
on so many levels.
Shin, I love
Uh,
you.
if we're gonna, I'm not sure where this lies in the order, but the best backstory is Rosalie.
Oh,
Rosalind.
absolutely. Like, Rose's
The-
backstory made me love her.
yes, and explained her character so much. The worst by far is Jasper. She
Fuck
made a
Jasper.
conscious choice to have him fight in the Confederate Army
And be proud of it. Like, it
and
wasn't
be
even he was
right.
drafted at 18 and he had to because his family made him. No. This man signed up at 17 before he was legal age, lied about his age, and then quickly rose through the ranks to become a major in the Confederate Army. Like, no.
See,
And it's just like brushed over, not mentioned.
completely not mentioned at all. Hey now,
I don't remember Alice's, but I
Alice,
know Emmett was mauled by a bear in Gatlinburg.
yeah, Emmett was mobbed.
Alice's was she was put in an insane asylum for some reason. I think she
Um,
still had her vision or something like that, and
she,
she was taken care of by a doctor. And James, who actually like was stalking her like he did Bella,
mhm.
wanted her, and so the doctor turned Alice into a vampire, so couldn't get him.
Wait a second.
And
James was after Alice first?
if I
We
remember
come to find
correctly,
out that Alice had the same effect when she was a human on Jane that Bella had on Edward. Like her blood sang to him, and so he really desperately wanted her.
Huh.
And so, like Brandy said, to kind of like save her from what James was going to do, the dude at the asylum changed Alice in like the last minute. And you're right, she still had her visions while she was a human. If I remember correctly, she was forcefully committed by her father and stepmother after she saw that her father was responsible for killing her mom.
something like that, yeah.
And yeah, and he was just like, this bitch is crazy. Here, take her.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm learning new shit every day, guys. I had no. Can I be
mean-
hyper?
Yes.
All the
All the
hyper.
hyper.
All the hyper.
Be the hyper.
All the hyper. But
I'm just trying to get situated.
oh, you're good. You're moving closer, like farther off the camera, though.
No, I know. I'm having like that's one of the things is I'm having to like scoot the camera and the computer back so that I can not half hang off the bed.
Yeah, don't fall. But
What
yeah,
happened to Bella? She fell.
Yeah.
there is, like I said, there's some sentimentality, whatever the word is. Bella, help me with words.
Sentimentality is a good nostalgia, I think.
Yeah, because I enjoyed it for what it was. Oh, kinda. Um, aside from like the boardish acting and the sparkling.
There were like 4 instances of sparkling. You're really overlooked. You're
Oh, absolutely. There is. It's just whenever the sparkle happens, it's like, yeah.
I
But-
will say, in the defense of the actors, with what little that they were given to
Oh, I'm not
go
blaming
on,
them at all.
they really nailed the whole awkward teenager thing.
Mm-hmm.
Did it need that much staring and deep breathing? No. But did Kristen Stewart nail awkward 17-year-old girl first experiencing love? Yeah.
Anna Kendrick, nail, new
Yeah.
girl, hot new toy for the
Anna
boys.
Kendrick forgets she was in that.
I love
And that's
Anna
probably
Kendrick.
the best thing ever.
It
Like, I
is.
love her so much.
But
Like,
what gets
yeah.
me is, Robert Pattinson. People shit on him so hard. Like when he was announced to play the Batman. Everyone was against it.
That's because no one has seen any of his movies probably since Twilight.
Yeah,
They know him
He's
as
a
Cedric
great
Diggory and they
actor,
know
like-
him as
But-
Edward Cullen.
literally any movie aside from Twilight that he's in is superb. He's an amazing actor.
Yes.
So I feel like a lot of these actors get a lot of shit for the wrong reasons for these movies, and I feel bad for them.
It's a question of is it the talent of the person acting or is it the script that is written?
Yeah. Like, granted, half of these actors you don't really see much of anymore.
Yeah. Man, if Robert Pattinson likes to be shed on, that's his prerogative.
I
I
mean,
support it.
we don't kink shame here. We don't. You're into what you're into. I respect
Yep.
it. Not for me, but hey, you do you, boo boo.
Bobo.
But
Favorite scene of Twilight.
Ooh, favorite scene.
Edward versus James. Because there was actually a fight scene.
Uh, that one's weird to me because they're like dancing in the background with the fire, and then when
Emmett and
she's
Jasper just like
That and
yeah,
the
and
baseball
then
scene.
baseball. Yes, exactly. That
baseball
whole
scene's really
scene.
good.
No, stop! And then it's like what? And they all just look.
I
But
think mine is either the baseball scene or when Bella goes to meet the family. Just like the whole scene in the kitchen, Rose
Is she
throwing
even
her little fit.
Italian?
Her
So
name
are
is
you
Bella.
Emmett is I love Emmett.
Yes.
He's the
He's
funniest.
he's just whatever. He's like, okay, I'm alive and I got this hot girlfriend.
He's
She's
like,
Yeah,
also my
this
best
man is just like top tier himbo. He's just like, all right, cool. I'm dating the hottest girl here, and I don't have to worry about working ever again.
Alice over.
the
Rosalie,
the
this is
cafeteria scene where he has a bag of boiled eggs.
Fucking eggs.
I wish he had this curly blonde hair because that is the reason Rosalie was like, I gotta
I
save
have,
him.
I have to save this man.
now
He looks like
here's
a
I know if I remember right, Bella, you had some takes on Carlisle
Probably.
because my question I was about to pose is who's the better dad, Charlie or Carlisle?
If we're taking on how they were written, both of them have their pros and their cons. Um, Charlie, while he is a really good father, has the problem of being the father of a female lead in a love story thing where he's just like, oh, he's super busy, so he's just like never at home and can never actually spend time with his child or hang out with her or do things with her. But that's because plot convenience. If he was there actually being a whole father, then she wouldn't be able to sneak out half the time or sneak the boy in the window.
I don't think he
Carlisle,
was. Sorry, keep going, keep going.
I
I will
was
defend Charlie later. Go with Carlisle.
no,
You be
I'm
nice to
not
my boy here.
yeah, I'm not saying bad things about Charlie. Of Bella's parents, he is miles ahead of Renee.
Oh,
That's not even a competition.
Renee.
Yeah, that's not a hard,
Renee is
which
the
isn't a hard thing
worst
to
person
do.
in the entire.
Esme is hands down the best mom in this franchise.
Again, that's not hard to do when your competition is Renee. And I'll even include Bella in on that because Bella is not that great of a mom. She's just like, in her defense, in the first 3 months of this kid's life, a lot of shit happens, but she's just like doesn't really do much with the kid.
That's the last book. Let's not jump ahead.
Yeah,
That's a whole new
we'll
conversation.
we'll get there. But like, as far as my thoughts on Carlisle goes, like this man really needs to work on getting consent before he just turns whole ass people into vampires. Like, yeah, it
They
worked
were
out great.
all on the brink of dying.
They were on the brink of dying, but Rose will stand there and say that she would have chosen death.
Yeah.
Well, by all means, walk out in the sun in the middle of Italy,
And
and your
do
wish
and
granted.
do what, Sparkle? Because of working
Listen,
out.
jumping ahead a little bit, the scene with the Volturi is my favorite part of New Moon.
Only because you like Michael Sheen.
Shut up.
Okay. Brandy, Charlie or Carlisle?
Okay, we can't compare them because we have father and vampire. Carlisle has had
I thought you were about to say
years.
father and daddy.
I mean that too.
But Carlisle, Carlisle allowed his children to do whatever. The main thing he did was create a positive environment for them and teach them like from their newbornness till now. So that's that. Charlie didn't have that opportunity with Bella because Renee's a piece of shit. And then once he got Bella, he did everything he could to talk to her, approach. Uh, she was the one who constantly pushed away. He was only called out on one call, and that was when that guy was mauled on the boat and when his friend died. I mean, he was there. She just didn't care.
Yeah.
She wanted that ice PP.
Yeah. Ellie, it looked like it's taking you a minute to get what you're saying.
Who?
Or did Bella scam freeze?
No, I'm still
Oh,
here.
there was no
I'm-
like response.
Yeah, there was
so
no
I was
reaction,
like-
so I was like, did the
I was
cam
like,
freeze? Or
Mic
No,
drop,
sorry, I was
absolutely.
reading Jin. Like
What
she's
Jen saying?
Jin saying, Carlos shouldn't be a practicing doctor. How did he keep his license valid? He's fucking old. Which, yeah, I think the way that they explained it was, doesn't he go back to medical school every like couple of decades?
And
Or
if they can find some, and he's rich, surely they can just forge a medical
no,
degree.
they do. That's right, they do. They have someone forging documents for him, and Rose.
also,
goes
don't
to
they
medical
move every
school.
few years?
Yeah, they move every few years. And Rose is the one that goes to medical school to keep like him up to date with information with shit. But yeah,
I
his
mean,
license has been forged probably for the past several hundred years.
Yeah.
from the Spanish flu on.
Like I said, this series has some good concepts, just some of the execution's a little wonky.
Little.
And it's like you gotta wait at least 100 years to go back to Forks, because it's like I could have sworn when I was a teenager.
But hold up,
there was this
you's
group of,
familiar to me.
6 kids who all dated each other, and their dad was a doctor.
Can we talk about
Whose
how
kids
if
dated each other?
that can we talk about how if that was any other setting, the Coens would just be a cult?
But
Like
they were, which is why the Volteria was like,
like Bella didn't turn, she drank the Kool-Aid.
Ugh. Also, it was Flavor Aid, not Kool-Aid.
Gotta get them terminologies
Sorry.
right.
Sorry, you're right. They wouldn't even buy them Kool-Aid.
And it
Damn.
was forced upon them. I am really protective of those people who were just straight up murdered. That was not their decision.
Was it red flavor? Yes, but it was pomegranate.
Only because you don't like pomegranate.
I prefer pomegranate over the alternative.
It's okay. It's okay. It's just a used Band-Aid. For an explanation, he has a redemption where he eats Bean Boozled beans, where there's either the really tasty one or the really gross one.
And
Two of the flavors are either pomegranate or used Band-Aid, and he hates both of those.
no, I like pomegranate flavor. Mainly because it is so nice to get that fruity taste when you bite into the bean as opposed to biting into a Band-Aid.
Are we talking the Birdie Box ever flavor bean?
No, it's actually called just Bean Boozled.
Okay.
Similar concept.
Yeah,
though.
it's a very similar concept.
Knowing that one, the spaghetti tastes like vomit, and the vomit tastes really good. Getting it out there.
All right, Ro has one thing to say / discuss. Hit us with it.
Hit us with your best shot.
Hold on, where's my bat?
Mine's over there and over there. I will
Okay,
do-wield
okay,
these
up
things.
there.
That one still needs barbed wire. That one's good to go. For those who are fans of Walking Dead, you get what I'm talking about. Heightened
Bella
senses
has
because
heightened senses because she's a newborn, but goddamn, was it stupid that she just became this overpowered queen bee? Yes,
oh my god,
What'd you say?
Rose saying that Bella has heightened senses because she's a newborn, but goddamn it, was it stupid that she just became this overpowered queen bee? Yes, that is one of my gripes about the series overall, is that she essentially doesn't face any consequences of her choices.
Mm.
Like, she doesn't lose the best friend. She doesn't have to fight his pack or any of his family because they broke the treaty, because she was bitten and turned. She doesn't even lose her dad. Like, I think she loses contact with her mom, but let's be real,
that's
she
not a
hasn't really.
loss.
Yeah, she
Yeah, the
hasn't really
last time that bitch
prioritized.
mentioned was the wedding.
Did she even make it to the wedding, or did she miss the wedding or the graduation? I can't remember.
She missed graduation.
She missed graduation. Okay. Like, how the fuck do you miss your own kid's graduation? But again, we are skipping ahead for that one. But no, Ro, you are 100% correct. I absolutely hate the fact that Bella just does not get any consequences to her choices.
Yeah, like when she became a
I- I'm,
vampire,
I'm
she
trying
was
to
like
think of
the
one.
most powerful being out there. It's like, is it because of the main character? 'Cause I don't like that.
Like, you can be a main character and you can be like written to have
Bald.
all your dreams come true, but like, I need, like, you don't even have to worry about fucking being super thirsty or attacking people. You're just like, nah, I'm good. This is fine.
That one guy almost did die. Jumping ahead, never mind.
Newborn or not, she did fucking whatever and was suddenly like the queen bee with no consequences at all when the Cullens were around for centuries. Yeah, essentially. She's just like slipped into it and was
Gonna have to
fine.
move out of Forks just because of her. But yeah,
Yeah.
but yeah.
And I feel like we'll circle back to that whenever we do like
Get to
progress through the
Breaking Dawn.
series.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, it is. It was. Rose says it felt like genuine erasure for everything that was set up, and yeah, it was. It was a cop out.
Yeah. And the main character finally gets powers, and she's the most powerful person out of the entire series. It's like, hold up.
Mm-hmm.
She's not the most powerful. She can still get murdered.
True,
Just other
but
powers can't be used on her or around her. So jumping ahead, sorry.
well, kind of jumping ahead, but also kind of not, because that ties into the whole series. How like
What was
her
Victoria's power anyway?
evasion.
I don't. I don't remember what her
I
skill
don't think
was.
she had one.
No, she did. It was evasion. She her ability was basically she could not be caught if you wanted to harm her. So like as long as you were like chasing after her and you wanted to kill her, like you weren't gonna catch her. She would always be like 1 or 2 steps ahead.
That feels like a weird,
Okay.
oddly
It
very specific.
it is. It all kind of goes back to her backstory. Like she was abused and had to learn to hide, and like got really good at hiding from people so that she wouldn't get the shit beat out of her from the people she worked for.
And Laurent was just a real good talker. He's good
Yeah.
at like getting in with the right people.
And James was the tracker.
The
Yep.
track.
Which, by the way,
Supposed
the
to be.
casting for those three was really good.
Mm.
Oh yeah.
Bryce Dallas Howard. I love her, but she did not match the
Hold on a sec,
original
guys.
Victoria.
He shall return. But no, I agree. I hated that they recasted her for the third movie or the second movie. I can't remember which one.
Third.
Mm.
Because she went to graduation. Wait,
That's
do we
fine.
keep talking or stop talking? I'm confused.
Oh, we can keep talking. We'll just like fill him in when he gets
Alright.
back,
But yeah.
because we're gonna wander through topics through the entire thing because we don't have any set topics or anything.
Just flying.
While we wait,
What's the chat's opinion on Victoria? Original or new? Tell us in the comments, guys.
that was a good question. Rose says that Victoria would have beat Bella's ass. Jasper and Alice. Ah, Jasper and Alice would have been a better family and parents than Edward and Bella. I don't know how. Alice would definitely probably have been better at keeping the kid out of trouble, but I don't know enough about the characters as a whole to know whether or not they would have been good parents. I think Rose is doing a great job raising Renegade.
Oh my god, dude.
Everything okay?
Yeah, he's just a constant warrior. And he's just obviously he's on edge. Doesn't know what to do. But he's constantly just like, I need to talk to them, I need to talk to them. It's like, what? For those who don't know, my grandma's in a hospital right now. So, and I live with my grandparents. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then I kept trying to usher him out. He's like, why are you ushering out? It's like, because I'm live on the internet. There's a camera. You don't want to be on there. So, what I miss?
We're just comparing the better parents. Carla, not fuck. Jasper and Alice in the comments said that they'd be better parents than Edward.
Oh, definitely.
No, the first time someone was mean to his kid, Jasper's killing the whole classroom.
Oh, definitely.
Rose says hydrate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'm definitely anti Jasper. Like he in his accent, oh my god. It's like just make him a Yankee so he can talk normal. That drawl.
The case of the disappearing accent. Jacob lived with his dad.
I don't know why I thought that was his uncle.
Nah, Billy is his dad. Cody
Who
says
died?
he hopes things are okay.
Do what?
Which
Cody says
yeah.
he hopes things are okay.
I do too.
the Clearwaters. Who their dad? What was his name?
Harry?
Henry, I think.
It was Harry, yeah. It was Henry. We'll just call him H. Yeah.
And then Sue ends up with Charlie, but again, skipping ahead.
I'll keep going real quick. I'm gonna go check and see what this conversation's doing. So y'all keep doing your thing. Y'all keep doing your thing. I'll be right back.
Consequences. She got her ass kicked in Phoenix for being a dumbass.
I mean, don't go towards threatening phone call, dumbass. They should have really yeeted her out the window. Rose says that they just want to shit on Edward, which, again, I think we're just gonna say that Edward likes that.
Have you read Midnight Sun?
Yes, that was a fucking trip and a half.
It's really hard to write a book from different character perspectives, and I think she really nailed it. Also, she gave me way more than I ever wanted to know about that man.
It is really hard to write from another character's perspective, especially if you have pre-established like all of these characters and they have a history. But this woman really just said, "I'm gonna take Edward and I'm gonna dial his all of his shit up to 123." Because what the fuck?
Like, I don't even know. I don't know. Carla, like, I liked how they, like, I don't remember if in Twilight they discussed what happened. Consequence, her being a dumbass in Seattle with Jessica and, no, that was a different book. But she was walking alone by herself and Edward picked her up in that car.
Yeah,
And he was like, the things they were gonna do to you. And, like, she just kind of blows it off. Like, you were almost assaulted and killed. And they set it up to where Carlisle had those guys found and arrested. So it's like, okay,
I'm
Carlisle, I'll give you that one.
I am glad that they went back and addressed that whenever she did the book from his perspective. But speaking of Bella and just like ignoring things that are very blatantly important, the whole I don't remember if they did it like this in the book, but the whole thing in the movie when they're in the forest and she's having this big revelation that he's a vampire, and just like the whole exchange between the two of them where he's like, "I've killed people. It doesn't matter. I want to kill you. I trust you, bitch. Why?
Right?
Why do you trust this man?
I
Like
really
he's
feel like that was pretty close to the book.
I, I feel like you're right. It's been a while since I've read the book,
Yeah, it's been
but
a while,
it's
but I
just
feel like that was. Is it
like this is 100% coming from a 31-year-old woman where I'm just like, you're admitting to me that you've killed people. Even if you're saying that just to be cool and edgy, this is too much that I want to deal with. So I'm just gonna go. Okay, bye.
I mean, if I like, if you told me I've killed people, and I'll just be like, they probably deserved it. But to know this man for maybe a week, to know he thought you stunk so
And
hardcore in class, and all of a sudden you're like obsessed with him. At least for him, it was like your smell. For her, it was just like, I guess, that inviting in of the vampire, but also invite to the rest of them. Like, just have all of them. Why are we limiting yourself to Edward?
someone posed the theory that one of the things that make vampires such effective um like hunters and stuff like that is because of their draw to people, their scent. If someone's exposed to it for too long, like Bella was, they'll become like addicted to their scent almost.
Yeah, he says
And
that at one point.
yeah,
Everything about them is inviting.
I think that's right as he starts throwing that little fit about the whole as if you could outrun me.
Breaks a branch.
Oh god.
Let
If
me
you
show
could
you what
fight
I
me off.
am.
You're a fucking edge lord is what you are.
Maybe if he had sex just one time, he would have been fine. Instead of
You
the
know
like.
if you notice after they do it, this man calms all the hell the way down. Like he just needed to get laid.
Well,
These are horrible stereotypes that we are upholding. But
like, um, after the first time, he didn't really calm down. I wouldn't say calm down. He was just like, okay, we did it once. When you're my wife, like when I don't, you're a vampire. We could try again, but right now, we're just happy to have her and be with her. And
mm,
then once the baby was born, and he said once he shit, I'm jumping ahead again. Erase
this,
all that.
this man is just very pent up, and books 1 through like 4.5.
What is that first movie?
Of all of the movies, I think the first one is probably my favorite because I
Uh,
really like the way that they did it. Like not just the blue filter, but it has almost a feel of like this isn't going to be some big blockbuster thing. A lot of it there's campy moments especially if you watch them while they're fucking running. Like, that shit's goofy as hell. And I know that
Hands
probably
down,
has
the
to do
second
with the
one's the
budget.
worst.
Do
But
what?
I can't pick the second one is the worst. I can't pick between Twilight and Eclipse is my favorite one.
Eclipse is good. I like that they start expanding on the backstories and you get to learn about more of the characters. I didn't mind New Moon because I really like getting to learn more about Jacob and the tribe some more.
Yeah.
I want to say the last two, at least for the movies, are probably my least favorite because they were just so boring. They drug ass.
Like Breaking Dawn, they just wanted to be like Harry Potter and do 2 movies. There
Hey,
was
Nate, I think
no
you're muted.
reason. What me?
Nate, or he's on the phone. Nate, you okay?
I was muted for the past 10 minutes.
I wasn't sure because for part of that you were gone. I wasn't sure if you were talking. I
I thought I hit the button.
This happens a lot here.
I thought I hit the button to unmute myself, but I've been trying to talk for the past 5 minutes, but it didn't go through because I hate it.
I'm sorry. What? Give us your opinions on movies and books.
They fucking suck.
Yes, but which of the movies was your
favorite? I remember enjoying Twilight. Like I have to agree with Twilight and Eclipse. I will say New Moon. The book took forever to get through because it was such a drag. But the movie made that story better.
It was able to cut out a lot of just like the
angst,
like you said, the more draggy moments.
That being said, it did introduce us to the Volturi, which was an interesting take on vampire lore. You know, like they have these quote-unquote elders who dictate the rules and stuff, and if you break the rules, you deal with them. And I just like Michael Shea. Plus, you had Dakota Fanning there. You had Jamie. You had Jamie, whatever his name is, Bowell, whatever.
Jamie Campbell Bower.
Thank you.
Oh, do you mean Jeffree Star?
Yeah, that thing. Gotta head out.
Roll
over your face. And for me, one of the other guys, I think his name was Felix. He played Colossus in the original X-Men trilogy.
I forgot that Felix was in X-Men. Like this whole series had a huge cast.
And one thing that gets me that Bella doesn't understand because she's behind, but the other guy who was on the council played
Marcus
in Supernatural.
Who is Marcus in Supernatural?
He played Alistair, the demon who tortured Dean in hell. And who then taught Dean what he knows about torturing people. You know what? Just because we talked about it, let me eat a red bean.
Also, shout out to Mom for being subscribed to this lunatic for 2 years.
Excuse bandits.
Oof.
Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that's nasty.
Alright.
Mama, thank you. Love your face.
Since we have started like leaning towards New Moon, let's start talking about our feelings about that. I like that because Edward wasn't there.
I'm going to agree that Breaking Dawn parts 1 and 2. I will disagree that they didn't need to be 2 parts because that book was that big.
Oh no!
Like, so I feel like it needed the 2 parts. I just didn't like the way it was done. Then again, I didn't really care for a lot of it. And the fact that they added, I get why they added the big battle, because there was nothing there.
Is that battle not in the books?
No,
No, that whole thing
it's
was,
just a talk. It's just a conversation.
yeah, they talked it out, which, again, I understand why they added it for the movie, because that would have been boring as fuck in an already pretty boring last two movies. But like you said, I do understand why they split it up into two movies, because the entire first one is half wedding and half horror pregnancy AU.
Yeah. And the way they split it up, I did like. Like, part one ends. Who gives a fuck about spoilers? Part one ends with her opening her eyes and they're gold. I
Red.
think.
They're red.
Were they red?
Red.
Okay.
Yeah, because she still had her human blood in her. And
Yeah. Plus, she's a newborn and she was hungry. But yeah, those two are definitely my least favorite movies in the franchise.
If they had combined, if there can be a director's cut where we combine the two, I'd like it more.
The Snyderverse of the Breaking Dawn movie.
Oh no.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes.
The Twilight Saga Snyderverse.
Let's do it.
Where Twilight is now 4.5 hours long, Breaking Dawn is 10.
Well, I mean, the two movies together would only be like 4 hours. And let's be real, I watched that shit when I was doing the extended version of the Lord of the Rings movie, so it's
I mean,
feasible.
that's totally different lore.
Yeah, that's actually good.
It would also not be advised to drink during the Snyderverse version of Breaking Dawn because I would die.
You would probably die during Twilight.
Oh, I almost did.
I remember. Imagine if you did that for Breaking Dawn.
I'm gonna send you the drinking game rules for all 4 of the movies, Brandy, because they just get progressively
5.
worse. I also
you
found some
told
for
me
Hunger
a few
Games.
of them.
5, yes, 5 movies. I also found drinking game rules for the Hunger Games that is just.
I've
no.
never watched Hunger Games.
I haven't seen the movies either, but I want to.
The only
That new one looks good.
The new one?
It's a prequel.
Yeah,
The Ballad of Sparrows and something.
Snakes and Birds, something like that.
The Ballad of Birds and Snakes.
Yeah.
I don't know. It looks pretty good, and Peter Dinklage is in it. I'm in.
It tells the story of like the 10th Hunger Games and President Snow, but from when he's like younger. Gives a little bit of a backstory of some of the pre-existing stuff. But New Moon, again, I liked it because Edward isn't there.
To me, the acting is better for everyone involved.
Just try the the Jacob and Bella storyline to make it better.
Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, that's what it was.
Songbirds and Snakes, that's right.
November 17th. Sorry, please continue.
Okay. And then in the New Moon, in the movie, they just had him there in visions. And that was weird because that counteracts how Jacob was there for her, how he saved her, and all that. Like,
are you talking about like Ghost Edward when he's just like
when she's doing
floating,
dumb shit, and having the consequences
floating there, fly better.
Yeah, that was weird. When during Laurent.
Yeah.
Like, the point is for you to not be here. Why are you here?
It's
and then
supposed
the
to be
fact
like
that he
her
says
hallucination.
Victoria,
like him being there is supposed to be part of her hallucination or something.
yeah, I get.
She's obsessed with him and she doesn't want to let him go.
Well, it's never really fully explained, I don't think. Like, either she's going crazy and it never gets addressed and she never gets therapy, or
She does not ever get therapy.
No, girl needs therapy. or the very unlikely theory is that, oh, it's Edward proving his love and coming to her from the distances, which, no,
No.
because then he probably wouldn't have tried to murk himself.
You can thank Jacob for that.
Yeah.
Whatever. He didn't lie.
He didn't lie. He didn't tell the whole truth either.
He don't like Edward. He was planning a fucking funeral for a member of his tribe. He had his own emotions he was dealing with.
Like,
Edward should get it by now.
and it's also Edward's fault for not, like, be like, whose funeral, who died, is everything okay? Like, get information before you just go dramatically try to have yourself killed.
I'm not going to say this often, but in Edward's defense, Alice had a vision of Bella jumping off the cliff, and that's where it ended.
No,
So,
like, he didn't
Bella,
know about that.
I thought he did.
No, he called Rose. Rose told him about the vision, but then he didn't call Alice to try and get any more information. No, he called Bella's house directly, got Jacob, and then just like didn't ask any follow-up questions.
It's like, ugh. He's an idiot. He's 117-year-old idiot.
Yeah.
All the knowledge in the world, but an idiot.
Yep.
That whole movie is just trash, and then the Volturi comes and Alice in her scarf. That's
Also,
that's the highlight of the whole movie.
Uh-oh.
And more Anna Kendrick.
It wouldn't let me hug on mobile, so I had to kind of hug on thing.
Ah.
But
Also, like, she's supposed to be the love of your life, and you're not even going to go to her funeral. You're just going to kill yourself first. Like, I know the second book is supposed to be based off of Romeo and Juliet, and this is exactly the type of stupid shit that they would do, but come on now.
this is the kind of stupid shit they did.
They were like
Exactly.
13 and 14.
No, he was 17 for a while.
So,
I meant Romeo and Juliet.
Oh,
yeah,
damn,
we're talking
yeah.
about Romeo and Juliet.
Yeah.
Juliet's like 13. I think Romeo's not much older than her. Both of them are extremely dumb.
Yeah. That's a whole other conversation we're never going to have on here, but... I definitely preferred Alice in this. Like, I just love Alice, okay? And... like, the whole... when she gave Bella the dress at the beginning... This is a dress for your birthday party, and you're going to love it. Come on, please. And just her excited, yay! Just like, I love you. I love you.
Unpopular opinion, Alice loses points for me in this movie only because of, like, the rhetoric between her and Jacob.
Oh, I love them together.
The best scene ever is that paper cut.
Oh, God. I must say,
and Edward's decision to just sling this bitch across the room,
into a glass
giving her
table.
even more blood shatter.
I must save her life. Throws her into a glass table.
I must save her life by ending it. What?
I mean,
but going off of what Bella just said, one of my favorite exchanges in this is when Alice realizes she can't see anything as long as like Jacob or the pack's around, aka I can't see through you and your pack of mutts. And Jacob's like, don't test me, you won't like me when I'm angry. Bella says, Alice, just step away for a minute. Okay, hey, you're coming back, right? As soon as you let the dog out. Just like, I love Alice.
It's great.
But my favorite scene is still hands down the Volturi scene.
Alright, let's talk about the Volturi scene, because there's really not much in New Moon aside from Dead Boy leaving, Jacob picking up the pieces and gluing this dumb bitch back together, dumb bitch jumping off the damn cliff, and Alice coming in and being like, yo, what the fuck? So
They say, "Hey,
So
bitch,
let's-
I love you," but what the hell?
Just sit her down and be like, all right, we need to have a talk. You're dumb as fuck. I thought you knew better than this.
I mean, the timeline for all this makes no sense.
The timeline for
Where
the whole
were
series
they?
makes no sense because
How
it's
did Alice
under
get
2
there?
years.
Huh?
The timeline for the whole series doesn't make sense because the whole thing is under 2 years. And at one point, Alice says, "Oh, he only calls us once every couple of months." Like, you've only been gone for like what, 4 months, 5 at the most.
Yeah, because her birthday was in September.
Yeah, because and I remember this because she says specifically she's a Virgo, which I fucking think is hilarious. Um,
Oh my god! You can't
But
do that! I'm a
her
Virgo!
birthday's in like mid-September. Then October, November, and December, she's just in like the catatonic state.
There's a
And
possibility.
just spinning around. I think she comes back sometime in the spring semester of school because it's at least warm enough for them to go out to a movie, her and Jessica. Like, there's not snow on the ground at all, so we'll call it like what, March-ish?
I don't remember. I know. I think
So was
I
that junior year then?
had to have been right.
No, I think that might have been senior year.
Because they had to
No,
graduate.
No, it
because
would
her
have.
birthday came.
Eclipse takes place during the senior year, right? And then they
Yeah, okay.
graduate at the start of Breaking Dawn, right?
No,
They
they
all missed
graduate
like 5 months of school and they can graduate.
Oh, that's cool.
It's fine.
because she comes into school in Twilight like midway through her junior year. Like in the movie, I think it's March. So that may have been where I got that, and it's like 05. Through the summer they date. He leaves September 05, and that would be their senior year. I don't know when the fuck he comes back. But then, like, and this is what Brandy was talking about. The timeline for this whole thing is just fucked. Because Eclipse takes place in their senior year. At one point, it's snowing its ass off because they have the whole plot line with Jacob in the tent keeping her warm. And then they graduate, despite missing like 5 months of school. And then they get married like a month before she turns 19. Then she gets turned into a vampire at 19-ish.
You're getting ahead again. We're on the
No, I know. I'm trying to figure out the timeline of the entire series.
My
And then, like,
timeline meant how Alice got from where she was, from Forks to Italy. Somehow Edward already been in Italy, and they're able to catch him before he did a dumb thing.
I think the way they tried to play that off is he didn't decide he was going to kill himself until Alice was already there and in Forks. Or he didn't know what he was doing and he was trying to come up with a whole bunch of different plans, and eventually he decided to go to Italy, and that's when they went with him. As rich as they are, they were probably able to get the next flight.
Private jet, but still, from Seattle to Italy is at least an 8-hour flight, right?
I think he was probably in South America at the time. So that's like Rio to Italy. So that's honestly, who knows how long.
They graduate in Eclipse.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Because then she's
That's
got,
right,
like,
because Breaking Dawn, she's not planning her graduation. Okay, I remember. God, the memories that just come flooding back when you remember stuff.
nostalgia.
memories come flooding back when you remember stuff. Wow.
Don't question my wording.
I will always question your wording.
You know what I meant, damn it.
I think they tried to play it off though, like they were able to stop him just in the nick of time because he tried to go to them first and be like, "Hey, kill me," and they were like, "No."
There are plans for you, young Edward.
And it's like,
And then he
"Fine,
waited till noon.
I'll make you." Yeah,
It's like, all right, bet.
because
Volturi
Edward,
talk.
I am the drama Cullen.
Yeah. I love all the Volturi. Like, I don't know what that little weird one does. Not Jane's brother, but the other one.
Felix?
Who's like, ooh, save me one.
I don't know
They
if
all
that's
have
Felix.
powers.
I don't know if that's Felix or Dimitri. One of them's supposed
Dimitri.
to be like, was it
Dimitri.
Dimitri?
Felix is the brute that just whoops Edward's
Yeah, he's
ass.
like super strong. Yeah.
He's the one who was he's the one who played Colossus in X-Men.
I think. Then I think Dimitri is supposed to be like the tracker or something. Like he's not supposed to be. He wasn't supposed to be as good as James, but he's supposed to be like one of the best trackers or something. I don't know. Like I don't know a lot of the Volturi powers.
I don't care about Jane. I'm gonna lie.
Jane and Alec, like their powers are interesting, but they're really kind of bratty. Which I get.
I
They're like
mean,
13 years old and they were given high positions of power.
together they can make you see nothing, and then all you feel is pain.
Alec, Jane's brother, has the ability to cut off senses.
Yeah.
Dimitri is a gifted tracker, and Felix has supreme strength. Marcus has the gift of seeing the relationship connections between people.
Yeah, which is why Aro didn't want him to leave, so he had his own sister, Marcus's mate, killed to try and prevent it from happening. Which, honestly, if we have to suffer through a sequel series with regurgitation and Jacob, I just want Aro whole thing to come clean and that consequence to happen. It probably won't, but it would be nice.
Aro will come in and they will just kill him. Just
The two Germans will finally have their revenge. Mickey from Shameless needs justice.
also to confirm his name was Harry, not Henry.
Oh, it was Harry? Oh, okay.
What was his name?
Harry.
Harry. What? We said Harry. Harry. So yeah.
Oh, I thought I was saying Henry. My bad.
I knew it was
Wikipedia knows shit. But
when in doubt, Google it.
That's what I do. But yeah, overall, New Moon, the worst book in the series, but wasn't a bad movie.
This favorite movie.
Like, it wasn't the worst. I'll put it this way: it wasn't the worst movie I've seen. It's easily the worst in the franchise. One of, anyway, because you have Breck and Dawn.
Volturi was the only redeeming part.
The Volturi was the best part of that movie by a mile. But
it opened amazing with Jasper trying to kill her.
Yep.
Did that spinning chair scene, and nothing else matters until Alice comes and we get to Volturi. Like everything else between that, don't even know about it. That's the part. Just
honestly, how I get the general feel of this movie is there's a few very important plot points and then just like a lot of padding, which yes comes directly from the book, but damn, when you're watching it, is it boring?
I remember the ending. There were two reactions. One, I was kind of sad we didn't get Charlie screaming at Bella to get her ass back in the house because Jacob had left a bike there for Charlie to see because he was being all bitter and, hey, you don't love me, blah blah blah. I'm gonna get you in trouble, bitch.
Beginning of Jacob's descent into nice boy, nice guy trademark.
Into or from?
Into. Like, he was fine for the first book, the little bit that he was in there. The second book, until Alice gets there, he was great, and then he just goes, motherfucker swan dives into nice guy trademark territory.
I'm not seeing the nice guy anywhere in this. Can't tell if you're being sarcastic or not.
Nate, do you know what a nice guy is?
Well,
Oh,
you
nice guys
also
finish last. That deal.
No, no, the guys that need to declare, I'm a nice guy. Why won't she date me? She
Oh,
only dates jerks."
that. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was literally thinking like the literal term. Oh, yeah, he's a nice guy.
No,
I'm like,
I
what
no,
are you
not the
talking
actual,
about?
not the actual nice guy. The nice guy. Trademark.
The I'm a nice guy. Love me. I got you now. I understand now. But in the final scene, when Edward says, "Marry me, Bella," and she gasps, and it cuts to black, there was someone like in the theater because I'm friends, it still happened. There was someone in my theater who, when that happened, what the fuck kind of ending is that?
I think I remember you telling me about that.
Just like, "Marry me, Bella." What the fuck?
Hey,
And
were,
I feel
were
like
they in the field when that happened?
No, they were in the
Yeah.
forest, just outside.
they were in their meadow or whatever the fuck.
They weren't even in the meadow. They were in the woods behind Bella's house.
Were they?
Wait. Maybe I'm thinking. Man, I'm thinking of the end of Twilight. Never mind. Maybe because I remember when he asked her, he was like, "You gotta tell Charlie."
That was an eclipse.
Okay.
Yeah.
That whole bit was an eclipse.
I don't know. They go to that fucking field a lot.
That's their
The
go-to
meadow.
spot. That's their go-to spot. Understandably so.
Yeah, I
Why did they
know.
have sex instead of the first time?
Right. But
She'd have a lot of bruises. Just a work burn her.
no, instead they just want to break beds. But yeah, new moon. It's a thing.
It exists.
That rig.
Best part is the Italian vampires.
Yes. 100%.
But eclipse. Right, bro.
Yeah.
Eclipse was great. Bryce Dallas
Brandy.
Howard did a good job, but
Brandy,
still
you
bitter.
disappeared.
I'm assuming Cam went off intentionally. Hitting buttons.
There you are.
Yeah, it was great.
I
Like,
love. I was going to piggyback off of what you said about Bryce. I love her.
yes.
I love Bryce Dallas Howard. She's been great in everything I've seen her in, and she's a fantastic director. She's directed multiple episodes of The Mandalorian,
Yes, she's a great
and
director.
and
Like,
she is.
well,
I love her.
she actually came to Cleveland one time from it,
Really?
and she ate at a local restaurant and signed her name on the wall.
Oh, that's cool.
Aw.
I've heard she's nice and,
Yeah.
and sweet, but I get bitter when people are recast.
No, I'm the same way.
I'm not bitter if the recasting is justified. Terrence Howard to Don Cheadle, that one made sense. Yeah.
I don't think it did. He wanted the equal pay of everyone else, which I understand.
Yeah,
Yeah, like that seems like a reasonable request to me.
that it is. I just don't know how he would have been in that role. I feel like Don Cheadle just. Then again, Don Cheadle had more time with Rhodey than Terrence Howard did, so we don't know how Terrence would have been. I prefer.
Full disclosure, I have not seen any of the Iron Man.
It's okay.
Yeah.
We're fully nerds here, so Marvel has been.
I have a chaotic Codpast
extensively.
series where we just talk every
If it
episode.
didn't have Captain America in it, I did not care.
That is fair. That is fair.
Yeah.
I watched a couple that like didn't have him, like Captain Marvel and Wakanda. Other than that, I can't think of a single one that
I'll just start
Chris
sending
Evans
you my.
or bust.
I'll start sending you my Stucky stuff that I find.
That relationship, like, I, I understand Stucky, but at the same time, Peggy fucking Carter, Agent
Oh no,
Carter,
no, yeah, absolutely.
and then plus, if totally new subject, never mind. Eclipse. That fight scene was amazing. Jasper training the fight the newborns was great.
I do like that we get a little bit of expand. Like I said earlier, we get expanded backstories for a lot of the characters.
Yeah.
Um, figuring out about Rose and Jasper, as disappointing as Jasper fucking was. Yeah, I guess his fighting was important and came in handy. But honestly, I feel like Eclipse is what made me love Rosalie Hale as a character.
I always loved her. Like,
Oh yeah.
I mean, at no point did she ever do anything like bad. Like, it was like, you dumb human, you're gonna throw away your life. Reasonable. Reasonable.
After her after like her reasoning and thought process was explained,
Yeah.
it makes a lot of sense. But she unfortunately just gets painted as a villain because she is pretty, likes pretty things, likes clothes, and likes her appearance. So she automatically
That
gets
and she's so hostile towards Bella in a way.
I can
Because the
understand her.
dumbass human is not scared of the vampires.
No, I know, but that's what I'm saying. A lot of people don't like the fact that she's so mean towards Bella.
Fuck that.
I mean, I understand her reason for hostility.
It's
She's
tough enough,
not
bitch.
well, she's not sugarcoating how she feels towards
No.
Bella. She doesn't have to like her. The fact that she, a human, is coming around is putting all of her family at risk.
Mm-hmm.
If something bad happens and she gets killed, they're immediately going to be implemented, and that just means a whole lot of fucking headaches for them. And
That's
she
exactly
thinks
a line
that,
in Twilight.
yeah, she thinks that Dead Boy is being stupid because she doesn't see how serious it is and how in love they are and blah blah whatever. And their first interactions, like real interactions, didn't really go all that well because wasn't it the fucking car thing? Like she's seeing all of this, the first real good look that she's getting at Bella, where she's paying attention. She's seeing her dumbass brother like risk them all getting found out by saving this bitch's life.
Right. Yeah. And then her coming to the house. She has so many valid reasons. And my favorite line, other than the "is she even Italian," is "I've never tasted human blood." Well, once.
Yeah, no, she still hasn't. I don't think she ever has. Like she is the only one that hasn't. 'Cause I want to say even Carlisle
Other than
has.
when she murdered those men, she
Mm-mm.
never has.
I was about to say, did she even drink from them?
No,
Because I don't think she would have.
she didn't. She didn't drink any of their blood.
I think
And
she just like
her,
bit him, maybe, or something like that.
no,
Like,
I, for some reason this stuck out at me at the last time I reread it. Her reason was she killed them without spilling a drop of their blood. She didn't want to
Circle's out
drink
of
any of their
flavor.
blood or bite them or anything like that because she didn't want any part of them inside her. Which I don't remember
maybe the
reading that
line
the
was,
first
"I've never
time.
killed anyone." I don't know. Now I'm gonna want to watch that scene with her because she said, "I've never," but only once.
I've never killed
I
a
think,
human but one time or something like that.
yeah, I
Maybe that's
think
what it
that might
is.
have been it. Like she's never lost control and killed
Killed like
anybody
5
except
though. It wasn't
for
just one.
like. I mean, justifiable. Fuck those guys.
Yeah. I don't remember. I haven't seen it in a long time.
In her wedding dress.
Yeah.
Which can we
That's
just talk about?
Poetic justice.
Oh yeah, just clean
I
shit.
want that movie. I want the Rosalie movie where it's her perfect life, what all she wants. The assault is barely seen.
I was
But
about to say I wouldn't be able to watch it because I wouldn't be able to watch that scene.
I think she would be, because we know that part of the story. It could show her leaving her friend's house, and then just like cut away. We hear her scream, and then it picks back up after Carlisle found her, and she's in the process of turning.
That would
We
work.
could barely reference her assault and her attack, and then
like
after
basically
she
what they
changes,
showed in the clips, like just that. Like you knew what happened.
yeah.
We just don't like see him save her, see him watch her save Emmett. Like that's the whole movie.
I
That's
want
what
Emmett's
want.
movie.
I would love for Emmett to have more of an expanded backstory. Like we have a little bit about him. Like, hi, Auntie.
I was just like, Auntie, hi, what's up, buddy?
We have like he liked to have fun, joke around. He gambled, he drank, he womanized, shit like that. I don't even know if this man womanized, but he was like
You like
really
to fight
big
bears?
into
Mm-hmm.
yeah, like to fight bears. Like he was really big
One of
into
us kill
family.
me, I'll fight him too.
Oh yeah, I'd fucking hold a grudge.
Right? Why are you going after
Like,
that bear
this man-
specifically? It killed me. Oh.
This man made his whole personality loving his wife and fighting bears. Like, that's it. That's Emmett.
and breaking houses from having so much sex.
That throwaway line where they're just like, "Yeah, it took us 10 years to be able to be anywhere near them." Like,
Wait, what?
yeah, it took them 10 years to be within 5 miles of Emmett and Rosalie after they got married because they're just that
Wow.
horny. Yeah.
I don't remember that.
Yay, Costco pizza.
It happens. Talk about it in like the first Breaking Dawn, I think.
I think so.
I don't remember.
Which I still have a headcanon that Rosalie pegged.
I mean, at that point, you gotta try it all.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
he'd say yes, ma'am.
Exactly. Emmett's just along for the ride, sometimes literally.
Yeah.
All the fucking graduation apps. Like, I get this inside joke, but I'll burn them all down. Like, guys, I'm not going to school again. Like,
No,
I don't care
absolutely not.
how young I look.
I would do high school once, and then yeah, sure, college until I get bored with it and learn all the stuff that I want to / need to. But no, I'm not doing high school again. I'll be the chaotic aunt. I'm as my sister. Something. Like, I don't want to be part of this again.
I'm gonna be in that Alaska coven where we're just chilling all day.
Yeah, out in the middle of nowhere.
Did you call it Alaska?
Alaska. I think I did. Alaska. And that. How you say
Alaska. Denali.
I can't. Yeah. Are you talking about the state Alaska?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Alaska. You're saying Alaska.
Well, look here.
I'm not giving you shit because I call Canada Canada.
Same.
I don't even mean to. I just go, yeah, let's go to Canada. I mean Canada.
I want to go so bad.
But I'm not giving you shit. Like, I did the same thing.
Words are hard. We don't speak English here.
We speak gibberish.
Honestly.
We speak panic.
Ugh,
Why
often.
do Tori speaking English with no Italian accents?
That's actually a fair question. Why is Michael Sheen British in that? Like, I know this man is British, but why is he British?
Because Hollywood.
Because logic.
Because shut up and watch the movie.
Shan't.
Yeah. Eclipse, that fight scene was everything I ever wanted.
I don't remember the fight scene. I just remember really just loving the movie and the book.
That fight
Eclipse
scene was amazing.
Eclipse is definitely high up there as far as quality for the series, which overall isn't very high.
I was about to say that's not.
But
And plus, that boot movie gave us more insight into how the wolves worked and how that went. Leah Clearwater.
It was
That's my
cool
heart.
seeing the wolves and the vampires team up.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, cool, yeah, this is neat.
and we get Seth, which
I just love how the wolves can go wherever they want to, but vampires don't cross this river. They're fucking you up.
Yeah,
all
double
hell
standard
is
there.
run in.
Owens don't come here.
Just like, well, damn. Hey, you guys, want to go to the beach? Oh, wait, you can't. I'd be that asshole, just like, all right, I don't care.
Well,
I have never been to the beach, and I never want to go.
Really?
I don't like deep
Not
water,
bad.
and I don't like sand. Don't call me Anakin, but I don't like sand.
It's okay. I'm not the biggest fan of sand either, for the exact same reason that Anakin doesn't like it. Because it
The
does
Gulf
get in
Coast-
places it doesn't need to be.
Barely counts as the beach. But Florida was pretty awesome with the waves and the sand looked clean.
Plus, I've seen Jaws and The Meg, and I know what happened to Steve Irwin, and I don't trust the ocean.
Need
You
to
don't want to be
boat.
shark food?
No.
Shark bait. Ooh ha ha.
Shark Nate.
Auntie says the beach is pretty boring. A pier, on the other hand. I've never been to a pier.
What's that store? I've been to Pier 21.
You ain't never been to the beach. The pier is right there. I've never been to a pier. Like, where you gonna find a pier at, Bella?
I mean, I think they're East Coast, West Coast things. Like, I've never seen a Gulf Coast pier.
There's well, never mind. Katrina tore it up.
Stupid bitch. Not y'all, Katrina.
That was horrible.
I know, I make bad jokes, I'm sorry.
No, I meant Katrina.
Yes.
I was like 5 miles inland when it happened.
Damn.
Still. My parents were like 3 miles away. It was crazy.
Fuck.
So, Eclipse. We totally got sidetracked there. I love it.
Poor Bree. There was no reason to kill her.
Okay, I haven't
so
read
thirsty.
The Second Life of Bree Tanner,
Mhm.
so I didn't really have an emotional attachment to her.
You did or you didn't read that book?
I didn't read the book.
Same.
So I don't really have an emotional attachment to her. Like, what's in the movie is definitely different because you can see how young she is, and yeah, it does kind of suck that they won't even let her live, but I mean, I guess for plot reasons, it makes sense because they have to show that the Volturi just don't give a fuck and they're just gonna do whatever the fuck they want. So
Every time the Volturi is around, someone dies.
Well, the what I read on Wikipedia, because Wikipedia knows everything, Jamie Campbell about him, hold on.
Jamie Campbell Bower.
Thank you.
Cute with the blonde hair?
Him.
Yeah.
Okay.
The same guy who sang about "I Feel You, Joanna."
I don't know what that is.
Sweeney Todd, the movie adaptation of it.
Yeah, he was the creepy dude in Sweeney. Well, everyone was creepy in Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, to be fair.
Oh, he was the guy who played young Grindelwald and
Yes.
Harry
Yes.
Potter.
Yep, he was Dumbledore's ex-boyfriend. I think he's in Stranger Things now.
Yeah,
Oh,
he
he
plays
was
the
the
bad guy in that.
Of course, he's
Spoiler!
the
Oh
bad
my
guy.
god, I ain't watched
He,
it yet.
he was like the male love interest in that other young adult series.
That narrows it down.
It's the one where they turn out that they're like siblings or something.
What?
Royal Family?
No, like Shadowhunters or something.
Oh! I know what you're talking about.
Sea of Glass, City of Bones, whatever the fuck. I don't know.
There were several of them.
Yeah.
I'm gonna turn my camera off for a quick second.
Wasn't that the Mortal Instruments or something? No, that was something else.
I think you're right. I think there's like a Mortal Instruments series, and then there's like an Immortal Instruments.
Yeah, the Mortal
series,
Instruments, City of Bones.
Holy fuck!
They're the same franchise. Wait a second. Fun fact: Sweeney Todd was his first role.
Oh,
It what?
Yeah.
Brandy, you disappeared again.
She
No.
she says it was turning her.
But I will actually be right back because I need to use the restroom. So BRB.
oh my god! I went before I started. What were you doing?
We hydrating, and hydration leads to full bladders.
I'm hydrating too. Be better. Yeah, Eclipse was
the best movie in the franchise by a mile.
And then her stabbing herself to prove how she's useful was the most awkward scene ever.
To be fair, we're talking about Bella trying to prove herself
True.
useful. Just
And I'm
like,
glad little Stealth got a kill.
and who did?
Stealth.
Yeah, I was proud of him. Good job.
Yeah.
I remember seeing the movie, and again, I don't remember the book.
You've never seen the movie.
No, I remember seeing the movie.
Okay.
I don't remember the book. But the scene where Edward and Jacob almost get into that fight after Jacob forced a kiss on Bella.
She broke her hand. Touching my face.
Yeah.
And at that point, any relationship that I may have wanted with Jacob and Bella was completely done.
Yeah.
And the fact that she tells him to kiss her is like, why would you, like, there was no confusion on her part. She was just, didn't want to lose a friend because she's never had one because her mom's up. That's my opinion on it.
What am I?
The scene where Bella is kissed by Jacob and Edward gets in his face.
When he kisses her and she punches him, or
And
when
and then Edward gets in.
has him. Oh, okay.
I just remember
and
like
still the one Eclipse were like both those cases were just like anime. Like being Team Jacob was just at that point it was just like you just want the hot boy and not the cold boy. Like
it definitely started feeling like she was just stringing them along somewhere around Eclipse.
yeah.
it doesn't help that she literally had to cuddle into Jacob that night. But that exchange between those two in the tent. Again, I'm going off of memory here. I remember liking that scene about how there was kind of like an unofficial respect or something.
Yeah, because he was like, if you weren't trying to steal my reason for living, you might be friends.
Yeah, I think that's when they started begrudgingly respecting each other, like as people. Like they still don't like each other, but they started like, I guess this guy isn't completely bad.
You're not a complete douche.
He still is, but
Jacob, he's lying. You are 100% a complete douche. But
Brandy, everything okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Why?
I noticed the mic mute a couple of times. I wanted to make sure everything was okay.
Yeah.
You.
But no, the whole thing about the Volturi showing up and killing that one person, wasn't Jamie Campbell Bower's character there?
No, it
No,
was
Dakota Fanning, the other blonde.
it was
Oh,
Dakota, her brother, and the strong guy, I think.
Oh, okay. Because
He's
it.
the one that broke her neck.
Okay. I thought that Caius was there too, because if Caius was there, he's a stickler for the rules.
No,
He's the
Jane
one
was
who's
in charge.
constantly.
Yeah. Oh, Jane was in charge because Alice couldn't read her mind because, they knew how Alice worked.
Mm.
So Era wasn't making decisions, she was.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I'm-
want to say that none of the main three Volturi ever leave their little castle stronghold unless it's like pomp and circumstance and they have to. Hence
Yeah.
them all showing up in the fourth one.
Fifth.
I was going by book, but yeah, fifth. Too.
Okay. Okay.
Fourth/fifth.
I watched this YouTube video of this guy reviewing the movie, like all of them, and he points out how when it's the last movie, we're getting ahead anyway. They all walk out in a straight line, but then when the fight's over, they just run away.
No, I fucking I messaged Nate about that last night when I saw it. It was like, what the fuck is this retreat where they're all just like, bye. All of them just fucking bounce.
I think if they try, they could take the Volturi if they tried. Like all those witnesses, I'm pretty sure that everyone that was there with the Volturi would have fought with the Volturi if they saw what the other team could do.
I fucking just a couple of them alone. I wouldn't want to go up against. Hi, Coco.
Coco, love your face.
Just a couple of the people on the Cullen side. I wouldn't want to fuck with anyway. Like Benjamin. No, I don't want to fight the Avatar. That
Avatar.
the dude that could control the elements. He's essentially the Avatar.
I don't remember characters, so I'm just here. I'm just a platform.
He was.
I remember all of their what all they could do, but I don't remember their names at all. I remember Athena Irina because she's the one who got it all started.
Yeah, she was the snitch.
She's the only one who actually died, I think.
Yeah.
What? Didn't two of them die?
No.
It was just the one.
It was just her. Like their reasoning.
Their mom was
because,
murdered.
Yeah. Their mom was murdered because she created an immortal child.
Hmm.
And that image of Dakota Fanning, Jane, just yeeting the baby into the fire.
Smile on her face.
It's hilarious.
Okay, speaking of Dakota Fanning, do y'all remember your reaction when you found out she was playing Jane?
I was indifferent.
After like her career up until that point? Because I remember wait, little Dakota Fanning's playing what? Totally forgetting, oh yeah, child actors grow up too.
I think I was pretty indifferent as well because I've seen some of her stuff.
I love her as Jane.
I've seen some of her stuff before, but I was just like, oh, okay. But it's one of those things that as I get older and look back on it, I didn't realize just how many fucking people they brought into this franchise.
Yeah. And now her little sister's big into acting now.
Well, Elle Fanning has been an actress since They were both really little because she
Yeah.
was the little sister in Totoro. Like they both played the main little girl.
Yeah. But yeah, Eclipse, solid, really good.
Solid. 100%
Probably a
solid.
all-around favorite.
Yes.
Also, it doesn't feel like there's enough shitting on this franchise going on than I promised.
Well,
I told you from the get go. I love the series because of the nostalgia.
Yeah,
The writing is questionable.
like,
I'm now
yeah,
prone to like Stephanie Myers, but like you said, the lore and like how certain characters are played,
yeah,
like we can shit on Renee all day long because Renee
yeah.
was in Breaking Dawn, so
like I
but no
I feel
Eclipse.
like this franchise overall gets a little too much hate because it does have really good concepts.
I mean, it was a
It's
young A book, a YA book
mm,
that kept changing directors and hairstyles were weird and like the accents kept changing, demeanors kept changing. Like it was not a consistent
yeah,
no.
franchise overall.
I think I saw a meme someone made about how the vampires who were supposed to be unchanging looked different in every movie, and the one person that didn't change at all was fucking Charlie. Like this man did not change his look at all the entire fucking series.
listen, he was given his assignment and he did his job.
He nailed it.
And he did it well.
Yeah.
Esme also nailed her role 100%.
Yeah.
She was a
They-
solid fighter too.
I'm not gonna lie, I hate the way that they did some of Esme's look. Like to me, I think she looked the best in the first one, and some of the way that they did her in some of the later movies was just
They
fucked
made
up.
her like dressed kind of homely. Like they really leaned into that mother role. Like she's beautiful. Let
Oh
her be a
yeah,
beautiful mom.
yeah.
She don't got to be wearing like gray and like long sleeves.
Mm.
Her backstory is real fucking sad.
It's it's something that's
Not as
so
bad as Rosalie's, but Rosalie's.
well. If you notice, it's something that Stephanie Myers has a tendency of doing. Like a good chunk of the female characters that she writes, all of them have to have tragic backstories. Every single one, just about. Because think of Rose, she was assaulted and left for dead, saved by Carlisle. Esme was victim of a domestically abusive husband, lost her child, decided she wanted to end it and jump off a cliff, saved by Carlisle. Alice was like
Forced into
wrongfully
an institution.
institutionalized by her father and hunted by a vampire and had to be changed or else she was going to die a horrible painful death. Like a, and even some of the supporting characters, like Victoria, her backstory, the Denali clan, some of that shit, like
The mother, like losing their mother.
yeah, like a good chunk of the female characters that Stephanie Myers writes has to have tragic backstories for no good damn reason.
Can we all just say that Victoria's reasoning for going after the Cullens was justified? In a weird kind of way?
No, it makes sense. Like
I mean, yeah, because if any of their partners had been murdered, they
would have gone on a
too
full-on manhunt.
would've-
oh yeah,
exactly.
Like if Carlisle was murdered, Esme would be out for fucking blood.
Yeah.
And all of
Like
us
he
would be
was in that
supporting
last
her.
movie.
Yeah. And we would all
His head's
support
like
it.
right there, and she's the first one to snap.
Yeah.
I would like to rage.
Like we see her go from, oh, I'm just like this calm, demure person to I'm about to fucking take out as many Volturi as I can. And she did.
I'm about to wipe out your entire clan.
Yeah. So I 100% understand why Victoria wanted to completely kill Bella and all of the rest of the Cullens.
Yeah.
She was just quote unquote on the wrong side.
It's like your
Also-
reason is sound, your method maybe not create an army of vampires.
I mean, her method would have worked had it
The
just
wolf,
been
if
the
the wolves weren't there, they would
newborn.
have won.
Oh,
Yeah.
for sure, for sure.
Had they had no backup from the pack, had it just been the newborns versus vampires, and she had the drop of surprise like she originally wanted, they'd have been fucked.
Yeah. And she would have been justified. Even though James was a total creep.
Yep.
The thing I don't understand is there were 3 of them and 7 Cullens.
That is still something that bothers me to this day. Like, because of her ability, Victoria probably still would have gotten away because of her whole evasion thing. But they absolutely could have solved the biggest part of that problem right then and there in the field. Like, just go ahead and kill James. It'll save you a lot of headaches. It'll save Bella a near-death experience again.
It'll save Charlie an completely unnecessary rude interaction with his daughter. Excuse me, from his daughter.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wait,
Like, that whole exchange could have been avoided.
in the book, didn't Laurent come warn them?
It happened in the movie too.
When did he warn
shows up
them?
at their
About
house.
James? About James? When they
Okay,
got back to the Cullens house after
Okay.
Bella got her stuff from Charlie's.
Okay. All right.
And I think I don't know if it's an official thing or if it's just like hinted at that's kind of a power of Laurent's. Like, he would find the most powerful person
It is.
in
They
any given
said,
area and he would just like gravitate towards them. So
Yeah.
when he saw what was happening and he saw the Cullens, he's like, I'm gonna go over there. I'm gonna die.
And then he learned about the Denali and was like, okay, I'm gonna go up to Alaska actually.
Yeah, let me give this a try and see how it works. And that's how the whole arena thing started.
We're talking about Laurent, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember him going to Alaska. I just remember him being cool in the first book, and then in the second book, he's
No.
like, "I'm gonna eat you."
Yeah, that's why the other girl snitched because they killed her mate.
Yeah, Arena and Laurent had a thing together, and when he came back for, I don't even remember why he came back in New
He came
Moon.
back for Victoria.
Wait, the girl who snitched on the Cullens because of Renesmee and Bella snitched to the Volturi because the Cullens killed her boyfriend Laurent?
Partially. She saw the kid and she mistook her for an immortal child, which she knew was like one of the worst things that you could do as a vampire, because her mom was killed over one. So trauma response, she was like, I'm gonna go snitch on them, because she already kind of didn't like Bella anyway because she was the reason why Laurent was dead. So in her mind, it was kind of a 2 birds 1 stone thing.
I don't remember. I'm really bad about picking podcast topics that I don't have shit for memory about.
Okay.
These movies are available for streaming, so
There's also a lack of want to rewatch them or reread
Wikipedia.
them.
You should have read the Wikipedia. Come on.
I did read the Wikipedia, but
Wikipedia
leaves out a lot of detail. Okay.
Look,
Also a Twilight wiki.
Just do the drinking game with me, and
I don't want to die.
Sure I don't. No. I'll be the one drinking. 1, make sure I don't die, and 2, just listen to me rant about the fucking movies.
I don't know if you on Facebook anyway.
It'll take 5 hours to watch the first one again, but it'll be worth it.
It took more than 5 hours.
It
took a lot longer than 5 hours to watch a 2-hour movie.
I will take your word for it because I don't remember.
You started at like 2 in the afternoon. At midnight, you still hadn't finished it.
I got distracted a lot.
And me and Chicks and whoever else was there will take full responsibility. You are welcome.
I'm just glad that I have you insured.
Yeah. But yeah.
Keep my ass in line through voice chat.
That thing.
You can voice chat me.
You have Discord now. You can join the voice chat.
Mhm.
Ooh.
But is that pretty much it about Eclipse? Can we finally move on to the disaster field that is Breaking Dawn?
I think we pretty much covered Eclipse, yeah. I feel like once we get through the timeline that is this movies, we could go back to pick and choose our favorite topics to shit on. And Renee's gonna be a big one.
Renee's gonna be the big one.
Mm.
But I will admit, the one good thing Renee ever said was, he looks like he wants to eat you. And he's always inside. So
I mean, she's not wrong.
and I almost liked her a little bit in Midnight Sun, the way it describes her mind.
How she, like, kind of just projects all of her thoughts very loudly.
Yeah. So,
It-
but yeah, Breaking Dawn. I don't remember the first one.
Nothing happens in the first one.
I remember
Like, I'm
Jacob
not
running away.
I
You got
I'm not even
remember
kidding.
a
That's the
lot.
opening scene. Jacob running away is the opening scene because he gets the wedding invitation. Half of the
Mhm.
movie. I am not even kidding. It's them just building up to the wedding. The wedding is pretty, it's cute. They get a lot of awesome speeches. They go to the island. They spend like 20, 30 minutes on the island, like pouting because he won't fuck her because he doesn't want this man. This man has so many issues, and one of the main ones being is she likes it rough and he can't handle it.
I don't think she necessarily liked it rough.
She, she
Because
didn't mind the
I don't
bruises.
She likes
I
it
don't think.
cold.
Death by ice PP.
SPP.
Death by Popsicle.
I did
Death
like
by
the
Snoop Snoop.
maid on the island.
Yeah.
She was smart as fuck, and she was like, something wrong with all this. I can tell. Wait, you're still alive?
She
Like,
she knows a cult when she sees one.
it's my island. Just bought a whole fucking island.
But
I mean, wouldn't you if you could?
I mean, I'm buying a continent, but whatever. An island's fine.
Listen, I like the way you
look, they're
think.
probably fucking rich enough to. Shit. Just buy Australia.
No,
Oh,
it's hot. There's serpents.
You just
have
don't want to go because there's snakes.
no. There's more than just snakes. I gotta say, if y'all ever win an all expense trade paid trip to Australia, souvenirs, board, food, don't invite me. I'm not going. Snakes, spiders, sharks, dingoes, fire tornadoes. A
Yeah, fire tornadoes.
tornado made of fire. Oh, thank you.
Considering I experienced my first ever tornado a few months ago, I'm good.
Speaking of spiders, Brandy, both of us recently got into Skyrim again.
Oh, I was so mad that no one told me there were
I'm
giant
sorry.
spiders. I bought this game. It was so cool. It was great. I was doing stuff. All of a sudden, a fucking spider comes out at me. I see webs everywhere. I'm just like, oh my god. And at this point, I just got a who does Warhammer. So I have to get near this fucking spider in order to kill it. Call y'all for not killing it. Oh
Set it on
yeah.
fire.
I couldn't. My fire was so low. I feel like I had to restart the game in order to like get enough something to like be able to kill this spider without it. My current character has a bow and arrow, and they're dead before they even get near me.
I'm
Yeah.
a
I'm just
long
gonna do.
distance fighter.
I do like how Rosalie immediately tried to protect
Bella, once she became pregnant.
Bella when she was pregnant. It wasn't a thing. It was a baby. Like
She
it was
went full mom mode.
Mm-hmm. She lost it for 1 second when the baby was born. But then she's like, I'm good. I promise.
Give me my baby. Give me my baby.
And I mean, I can even understand that because at that point they have been starving for like weeks. So yeah. And okay, that whole thing kind of irks me. They have been starving for weeks, and then Carlisle's just feeding Bella blood because the baby needs it or whatever. Like you couldn't.
What's
Even
human
if
blood?
this,
They're vegetarians.
yeah, and everyone except for the baby apparently.
I vaguely remember that now, and I'm like going, that was weird. Like,
Well,
didn't
no, even after Robitussin is born, like they try to get her to eat animal blood, and she doesn't like it. She doesn't like the taste of human food. She likes the taste of human blood, which is why she keeps fucking biting Jacob.
I
Like,
don't recall that.
I feel like
this-
after a certain imprint happens, the only reason she wants to bite Jacob is to rip his jugular out.
Ooh,
no, I'm
something we're
talking
missing-
about I'm talking about regurgitation, not Bella.
What?
I'm waiting for him to get it. The baby. Like the
I know
newborn
what she's
baby.
doing with the names, but what about her and not Bella?
She's the one that's biting Jacob. Bella can't bite Jacob because her venom is poisonous.
Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Never mind.
Yeah, like if they get bit by a
I
vampire,
thought
they
you were
have
talking
to
about they're
say
trying to
they're-
get Bella to eat animal blood, but she doesn't like it.
No, she's fine with it. Like she's pro at hunting and shit after she turns because she.
We are missing a big point of Breaking Dawn Part 1. The main thing.
Okay.
Which one?
Jacob breaking off from the pack.
Mm. I thought that was part 2, but yeah, you're right.
Because they were guarding her.
That's
And
right.
And that's how you said that they haven't eaten in weeks, but they distracted them while they ran out to get some food because they were starving.
The only ones that went though were Carlisle, Esme, and Emmett. Like Rose and I want to say Rose and everyone else stayed, but I don't remember seeing Jasper and Alice during any of the birthing part.
Didn't Alice leave, like, during
Alice
the
and
pregnancy,
Jasper-
just in general?
No, that was the second one.
that was.
I
her and
remember she
Jasper
had to
left-
leave for something, and it was just abrupt, and I hated that part of the book. And then she came back, and I was the happiest nerd on the planet.
That was the
Her and-
second movie because
Yeah,
she knew what Arrow was planning, and if she told them what she was doing, if Arrow touched them, they'd figure out her plan. So her and
Yeah.
Jasper had to book it, and that was the second movie.
and
The first one, Jasper couldn't handle a paperclip, so we need that bastard nowhere near any of this.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair.
I still taste Band-Aid. Bean,
How do you know what Band-Aid tastes like?
Beans.
you ever smell something and just know what it's gonna taste like?
Do you make a habit
if
of
I've
sniffing
already
Band-Aids?
eaten it, probably.
Were you not a curious kid growing up?
No, not for Band-Aids.
I don't know.
I was a well-monitored kid growing up.
No, it's one of those things like it's hard to describe. It's like, yep, this is what I imagine a Band-Aid would taste like.
I mean,
Not rubber, not plastic, but a Band-Aid.
Listen, you read the word that the bean is, and it just strikes a chord or something. I don't know.
Band-Aid beans that he's talking about, to me, I don't know what a Band-Aid tastes like, but it tastes like.
I'm bringing you a bean.
I have some upstairs. When this is over, I'm gonna go and chew me a Band-Aid up.
Well,
And
don't
I'm
eat a
gonna just-
Band-Aid.
I'm eating this Band-Aid. I'm swallowing it.
I
I
mean,
want the whole
it
feel.
tastes like silicone, or it tastes like plastic. If you've ever like had to take off a rubber glove for anything, or you've ever had like latex in your mouth for anything, it tastes like that.
I don't know.
I
Like,
choose
go chew,
straws. This isn't a good analogy for me.
go chew on a condom. It's gonna taste the exact same. I
I
promise.
was waiting on that.
Because I have condoms laying around.
I mean, you might need them for water balloons. I don't know.
I would buy water balloons.
This is fair. You can chew on a water balloon. It's the same thing.
I'm gonna look around my. I have an alcohol. What about a moist towelette? Is that?
I wouldn't advise that.
Just looking around my house supply.
But no, so the wolves were protecting the Cullens, or they were.
Jacob, after he split off
Yes.
from
Okay.
Sam's pack, Seth and Leia ended up following him.
Uh oh.
Well, I'll finish until she gets back. There she is. They are.
Hi.
Basically, the Cullens. The Cullens wanted to kill. No, the wolves wanted to kill the Cullens for the baby. They wanted to kill the baby, and Jacob was like, no. And he's technically the rightful leader of the wolves. He just stepped down, and then so he challenged Sam and ended up winning and was able to leave. And he broke the connection he had with the wolves.
Huh.
And then Leah and Seth, their brother and sister, are the ones who died.
Yeah.
Broke off with him, and Leah had the bag because she was kind of a. She was also given that like title of just annoying, but also her backstory of she was in love with this guy and he imprinted on somebody else, and so now she has to constantly hear those thoughts and hear her thoughts. So yeah, it was a big thing in that first movie. Like knowing that.
I remember a clip on TikTok because I practically live on TikTok. For whatever reason, Twilight clips have been popping up.
This is amazing.
It's probably me, honestly.
Probably. But anyway, there's a scene where the wolves they looked like they were about to attack the Cullens. And Jacob comes out and gets in their face as a wolf. And that's when Edward says he can't hurt her. They can't hurt Jacob. He's imprinted on Renesmee. By their law, Jacob is untouchable. And so is Renesmee.
And so is Renesmee.
That I want to say
Can't
that's
kill him.
the second one.
Basically, this whole series can be summed up in: if two people are in love, don't kill either of them.
Yeah, I think it was described as their ultimate rule. Like, you can't kill the product of someone's imprint or whoever they imprint on.
I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
I can hear you.
I mean, you can hear Bella?
Yeah.
I cannot, but I hear you.
Hold
Weird.
on, let me disconnect and reconnect. Discord's being aborted, I guess.
I didn't touch anything.
Work. Wouldn't be a proper stream without technical difficulties.
I mean, honestly.
I still can't hear.
What the fuck? Nate, can you hear me?
Yeah. Do you accidentally have her muted or something? Did you hit something on Discord?
How do I even do that?
Not that I know of.
And if I did, how do I find out if I did?
There'd be like a mute thing on her thing on your end or something. I don't know. Maybe right click in Bella's cam and then you can use her volume. See if that'll help, maybe?
It's fully up, and I'm gonna mute and then unmute.
Bella, say something.
Oh. Yeah.
See if mute me and see if unmuting me.
I did. It works now.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
I muted and unmuted. That was weird, by the way. I didn't like that.
Discord, please fix
Uh,
your shit.
I mean, it wouldn't be a Codpast without
Wouldn't be a
something
stream
fucked up.
without something borking.
Yeah.
What were you saying before? When you were talking about?
I was just going off of what y'all said about how like it's their ultimate rule. They can't kill the imprintee.
Or the imprinter at that point.
Yeah.
Which, by the way,
Yeah.
Don't separate couples.
You imprinted on my daughter? Listen, Nessie, just like, you named her after the Loch Ness Monster?
Look, that is the best scene. That whole thing right there. Like,
See, this we're not on second movie,
Yeah.
yeah.
and
First movie,
yeah.
they got married, they fucked, she got pregnant, boom. This one is
And-
where
and
a lot
the
more.
separation of the wolves. That's also important
Oh, okay.
because you said they were protecting them. Seth, Leah, and Jacob was like watching the perimeter, and I think Esme would bring them like sandwiches and stuff,
Yeah,
and
Esme
Leah was
was
still being a
trying
bitch
to
about
keep.
it.
Well, I really hate the way Leah is written because of all the shit that's just involved, all the shit that she had to go through. Honestly, like with the whole her being with Sam imprinting on her cousin, Leah having to go through all sorts of shit. Her shifting in front of her dad is what gave him the heart attack that killed him in the book. And then Seth
Really?
just like, yeah, I didn't know that either. But her shifting for the first time.
Wait a minute, is Leah the one with the scars on her face?
No,
that's
Emily.
I want to go upstairs and get this book right now and be like, there is no way that's what happened.
Like, it's not said in the books, I don't think.
It's
You mean
implied.
the movie?
No, they did. I found this out. I think it's like the illustrated guide or something. So it might be real. It might not be real. I don't know. But it's according to sources thing. The reason why Harry died in the books was the heart attack, but that happened because he saw Leah shift, and she was the only female shifter ever.
Yeah, that's what the wiki says. It says that when he found out his daughter was a werewolf, he had a heart attack. It doesn't say like he saw her or anything, but in the movie he dies because of Victoria.
Can we talk about, speaking of reactions to things, Jacob shifting in front of Charlie?
That
He starts taking his clothes off. It's like, whoa, whoa, whoa! I love you, kid, but nothing like that.
It's like, please just bust out your clothes. Like, I think he would understand.
Like,
because
what?
And I think he took that very well.
and Charlie's just like not walking away. He's just like, I don't know what to do right now, and just like,
because I feel like that's an important factor because Charlie was tipped off on what's really going on around there, especially pertaining to his daughter, son-in-law, and now granddaughter.
Oh yeah, that was Jake's main reason for doing that, is to like give Charlie like a hint of, hey, some weird shit's going on and we can't tell you everything, but like this is
I can give you a taste, and
yeah. But
she knows nothing. She's Jon Snow.
I can't remember because I don't think they ever did in the books or in the movies. But did they ever tell Renee anything?
Who cares?
Even in the book.
Bella being sick, Bella getting better, anything? Like, did they even talk to her again after the wedding?
Do you blame them for not?
No, I don't blame them for not. But I'm just sitting here thinking, one, is it justified? Yes. Two, you're supposed to be like best friend. Bless you. You're supposed to be.
Did she show up in the hospital in Phoenix?
Yep, she was at the hospital in Phoenix.
Okay, all right.
She
hospital in Phoenix.
In the first movie
in the
when
first
James.
movie when
Oh.
Bella fell down the stairs and out a window.
I don't remember the hospital. I just remember, the stair, like the whole stairs thing.
To
So
be fair, that was in the last like half hour of the movie after the baseball scene where they just packed all of the plot in it.
Yeah, they just kind of steamrolled. Okay, boom, boom, boom. It's like, what?
Yeah, like, all right, we got to finish all the rest of this. There's like 100 pages left of this book. We need to do something.
What about a fight? There's not a fight in this book. There can be.
No, I was talking about the first one.
That's what I'm saying.
But,
there wasn't a fight between Edward and James in that.
Yeah, there was.
No, he was too busy. Like that. There was a fight. There was a fight.
Was there? I don't remember there being a fight. Huh.
Yeah, because he got there first. And
I knew Edward got there first, but I don't remember there actually being like a fight.
Yeah. Because during the fight is when he bites Bella, and he has to suck the venom out. So everyone else is fighting James in the background.
Yeah, like we don't see much of it after a certain point because one in the books is from her perspective and she's just like writhing in pain and really not the best narrator to begin
Then
with.
again, this was back in 2007, 2008?
Oh wait, sounds right. Yeah.
I've gone through hell since then, so I don't remember.
Wibbly wobbly memories.
Memories. Sorry.
Oh. Yeah. Are we sure the book did have the fight scene?
I'm pretty sure I remember that was my favorite part of the movie because it actually had the fight scene that wasn't in the book.
Yeah, no, the Volturi fight scene wasn't in the book at all. It was them standing in the field.
I know that fight wasn't in the book. I was talking about. I don't know. I don't remember there being a fight in the book in the first book, but I know for a fact there wasn't that fight in Breaking Dawn. Which is why when I saw that they were fighting, it's like this was what? I mean, okay, it adds a cool action sequence, but other than that,
I remember so many people getting very angry when that movie came out, and that scene being there, and then it all being just like, oh, it was all
Alice's vision or something. Yeah, that was a thing that happened.
That was a choice.
And then
I have a question, and I don't know if pop culture knowledge is going to be fast enough for y'all to be able to see it. One of the Amazonian vampires, does she not look like Tyra Banks when she had those bangs?
She does. She was the one who could do something.
Yeah,
I'm gonna laugh my ass off if I look this up and it is actually Tyra Banks.
It's not Tyra Banks because I looked at the fucking trailers last night. But she just really looks like fucking Tyra Banks when she had those blunt ass bangs. But she was the one that could like make you see things that weren't real. Like she could give you visions and things. But like even now, ever since that movie came out, even last night watching it, I was like, that's my first thought every time I see her.
Don't mind me, I'm looking shit up.
You're good. I think her name was Zafrina?
Something like that. Y'all alright, it did not happen in the book. This explains why people were like angry. I was convinced that I don't know. Sure, I had read the book by then, but probably it was so long since I read the book then saw that movie.
Wait, which one?
I just Breaking Dawn.
Oh.
Yeah. No,
I could have sworn that fight was in there.
Oh no.
No,
that makes it more anticlimactic.
Oh yeah, that scene, that whole book was weird.
It's one of the reasons why I hate that book so much is because half of it is just like
Plus, it splits off. Like, it. It's the first, I guess, official book that you get that isn't strictly Bella's perspective, because at one point it splits off into Jacob's.
I didn't mind the split point of view the first time I read it. The second time this man was just a whole bunch of whiny fuckery and it got on my nerves. But I don't mind books from multiple points of view because sometimes
No.
it like answers questions and gives us insight.
It was just kind of weird when the final book just did that out of it's like, okay, a franchise that entirely follows this one character's perspective, suddenly we're going to a different character's. Okay, okay.
I want to say that may have been her way of hinting that she was working on Midnight Sun. And this could also be me just completely pulling that out of my ass. Because I know that she's been unofficially working on that book for.
I still need to read Midnight Sun.
10 fucking years.
What book?
Midnight Sun. Nate, you need to read that one and the gender swap version because both of those are just fucking wild rides.
I want to read the gender swap one.
Gender swap version.
Hold on. Didn't they release like the first few chapters of Midnight Suns years ago?
Yeah, and then someone found it and she stopped writing it. But it's out now.
Because I read that.
Yeah.
I read that when that leaked.
Might own it?
I think I listened to an audiobook version of it. Or was that the thing that you sent me in an email?
Which you? Me or?
Brandy. It may have been the thing you sent me in an email.
On the wrong computer, I can't look.
But like both the gender swap version and the Twilight from Edward's perspective is this man is unhinged, and you don't realize just how fucking unhinged he is until you read Twilight from his perspective. And his justification for breaking into Bella's room is she might get hit by a meteor. Like, I'm not even lying. This is the reason why he broke into her room, was because he needed to protect her from her potentially being hit and killed by a meteor.
Are you watching like the cam Discord thing on stream, or are you watching it on Discord?
I'm watching it on stream.
So you see my face right now.
I do see your face right now.
No.
Huh?
Nathan's hurt by confusion.
It's super effective. What the fuck?
I have no idea what you look like other than your picture.
But he's unhinged. Okay, spoilers, obviously, for Midnight Sun. While they're in Phoenix, they steal like 2 or 3 cars, cause a 17-car pileup on the freeway, and like drug a woman. Carlisle is here, and he was the one that actually drugged the woman so that they could steal her car, so that they could get to the ballet studio and stop James from.
And then he like stole a different car at one point and like left them. It was a lot.
And then Alice had to steal another car while she was setting up the whole Bella fell out of a window thing, and like stole some bags of blood.
As well.
Yeah, like spilling blood on the sidewalk, spilling blood in the car. Like, oh yeah, my kids.
Y'all ain't that subtle, guys.
No. Reading how they pulled this off, it is a miracle that they fucking got away with this shit, because there is no subtlety whatsoever. Like,
honey, you're not a subtle man. We don't have time for subtle.
Like, if you think reading Twilight is hilarious for a comedic aspect, read Midnight Sun. That shit is just.
Tell me about Gender Bent.
The Gender Bent one. think it's Life and
everybody's
Death.
It's what?
I think it's Life and Death. Is the title, but some of the fucking names that she comes up with for the gender bent one,
yeah. She didn't even try.
Wait, was it actually Stephanie Meyer who wrote the Gender Bent one?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
that's
Stephanie,
hysterical.
these are Stephanie Meyer
It's
books. Hold
called
on,
Life and Death.
I knew about
Hold
Midnight
on.
Sun, but I didn't know the Life and Death was actually Stephanie Meyer. I thought that was.
I am going to look up some of the names
But
for these.
I got Bo Swan, Bella.
Yeah,
Edith
Beaufort.
Edith Cullen was uh Edward.
Yep. Renee and Charlie stayed the same, and her reasoning is kind of solid because she didn't think if she swapped the genders of the parents that Charlie would have lost custody, like the mother figure that would have been Charlie would have lost custody because she would have had a steady job at a steady location, and there's no way that the courts would have chosen a father in the 90s with no real job or set home. So I can see why she kept the parents the way they were, because courts are going to be
Different
skewed in the
names.
moms. Yeah. But
It was
sorry.
Karen and it was spelled weird.
Yeah, I forgot that she named fucking Carlisle Karen.
Oh no, Esme was Karen.
Esme was Karen?
Yeah.
Edith
Ernest
Cullen,
was
Kareen
Oh.
Cullen.
Ernest was
No, Carlisle was Karen because it's the adoptive mother, and Esme was Ernest.
okay. My bad.
Fucking Ernest. No, you're good. I had to
Never
pull up
mind,
the
never
list
mind, I'm
of
done.
characters.
I wish they had just wrote who they are supposed to be.
These
I have
names
one.
are just.
I have it up on the Wikipedia page.
I do too.
Yeah, we're all
Archie,
just on Wikipedia chilling.
Archie is Alice. Royal was Rosalie. Jessamine was Jasper. Eleanor is Emmett. And then we have Joss, which was James.
And then Jules Black and Bonnie Black.
Yeah, and Victoria is Victor. I don't even think Laurent, at least Laurent isn't mentioned here, so I don't even know if Laurent was in the book.
Because he was
anymore.
black, she said, no, not in this book.
Fucking probably. Shit.
Stupid bitch. My question is, if you're gonna commit to something, commit all the way. In terms of like the Midnight Sun, give us New Moon, Eclipse, and Breaking Dawn from his perspective.
I mean,
And then keep it going with the gender bent. Just keep this fucked up train just rolling.
There's a push in the fandom that wants the rest of the series from Edward's perspective, and she might not. I know right now she's working on the sequels that's supposed to be centered around Jacob and the demon child.
Is she really?
Yes.
Yeah.
As far as the gender bent one goes, she kind of wrapped it up in the first in the one book.
Yeah.
Oh, did she?
Spoilers. Yeah, spoilers. Obviously, Bo turns. Edith isn't able to save his life because he turns, and Edith is already a vampire and a girl. You can't have the fucked up pregnancy AU. They watch Bo's funeral from a tree from far away as vampires. They briefly talk to Bonnie and whoever the fuck Jake is supposed to be, and they just fuck off happily ever after as vampires.
Weird.
Yeah, like they don't. The Volturi get mentioned very briefly because Edith is having to info dump everything on Bo during his transformation on their way back from Phoenix, but like that's it. There's no threat. There's no anything else. Bo doesn't.
So we don't get to see an interesting take on the Volturi.
Yep.
Lame.
I think there's a brief bit. In that version of it, Aro gets found out of what the fuck he was trying to do, but instead of killing his sister, she ends up killing him and Caius, and then the wives rule the Volturi with Marcus. I don't remember. It's something like that.
Hey guys, I have to bounce.
No, that's fine.
This has been great.
Thank you so much for coming out.
Yeah, thanks for being a part of this. I appreciate you. Hope you had fun.
I did. I actually did. So thanks for inviting me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And back to the viewers at home. Huh?
I was gonna say, if you ever want to be a part of a future Codpast, let us know.
Let me know the topic.
I'll send Bella the list, and then I'll have my people contact your people. Oh wait, our people are the same people, so you know what I'm saying.
I am the middleman.
My God.
Later.
Bye.
Yeah, that was fun. Hold on, camera's about to freeze for a minute.
You're good.
Do that. Gotta mirror. Okay, we're good. But yeah, that was fun. Didn't really go the way I expected it to, but that was a fun.
I mean, it pretty much went exactly how I expected it to. We were gonna be all over the place.
Yeah.
It wasn't until I was like sitting down and actually watching the movies that I realized there was so little substance to this series as a whole.
Yeah, they're pretty straightforward and by the book, pun intended.
Pum pum pum.
Pun 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 pun. Me and my puns. I hate that damn song.
And Strix just got on to me about referencing Christmas music.
Oh, he's gonna hate me then. But yeah, I guess that's a good place to wrap this up.
Yeah.
I can actually play something tonight.
Yay!
I don't know what I'm gonna play. If anything, I might call it another night just because of the week I've had.
This is fine and also understandable, dude. If you want to like go sleep early.
I don't even want to sleep. I just feel like I just need to just sit back and just de-stress for a little bit.
Also fine and
not saying this was stressful, just...
I'm always stressful, it's okay.
Bitch, I will slap you with the pool noodle.
Not the pool noodle.
Just... But, yeah. There... Hold on. I'm about to fuck everything up.
Stop fucking things up.
I'm over here looking at who all's online.
You know who we haven't rated in a while?
Who dat?
Coco.
Where's he at? Where be the Cocos? Where is he? Is he live?
Yeah?
What's he? Oh, there he is. I see him. Well, okay, he is that. So, with all this being said, guys, thank you all for tuning in to the latest episode of the Chaotic Codpast. This was a fun one, interesting, but fun. I promise the next one I'm going to be a little bit more knowledgeable about what the fuck we're talking about. But, yeah. Tomorrow, I need to talk to someone about a certain something. If not, I'm going to do something else. But yeah, I'll figure that out later. But I already thanked the branding. But as always, Bella, thanks for hanging out with podcast stuff. It's fun. Excuse me, Codpast. I get yelled at when I don't call my own product by its proper name.
Get it right.
It's called the Codpast. You call it a fucking Codpast.
Exactly.
I don't want to.
Also, Mom, Brandy says night night.
So, yes. So we're gonna go ahead and. Oh crap!
Burn.
Gonna go ahead and say hi.
Yeet.
Yeah. I wish I had like dual monitor setups for the PC so I can actually look at stuff while I type stuff on Twitch instead of having to switch over and it just completely grays out the cam whenever I do, but whatever. Yeah, tomorrow I am streaming. It's up in the air on what exactly I am doing. So y'all have a freaking-tastic rest of your night. Have a wonderful day tomorrow, and we'll see you lovely folks next time.
Bye.
Later, guys. I'm gonna close that, put it back over here.